Welcome to Lemon Stream, where we feature stories of the unknown, mysteries, post-apocalyptic fiction, and other weird stuff. So settle in, get comfortable, get ready. Here we go. The New World, Chapter 11. More changes. The next morning was a gloomy one. The prospect of 2 more weeks in the basement, after being teased by 30 minutes outside the house, was almost unbearable. Darren was up first. He usually had coffee with Gramps first thing, but Gramps was sleeping in. Trying to move around quietly so as not to wake the others, he got water and the jar of instant coffee to mix his morning cup. It had been so nice fixing real hot coffee for the few days they were upstairs, but cold instant coffee was better than nothing. He sat on the edge of his mattress with his cup and pulled out his notebook, sifting through the list of frequencies and notes to figure out which ones to listen on today. The others awakened one by one and moved through their morning routines in silence. The hope that they had felt 24 hours earlier had faded considerably. Ma fixed cold oatmeal for everyone, handing it out in bowls to each. "Time for Gramps to get up and start his day," she said. "Gramps, get your oatmeal before I put it away." He didn't stir, so she walked across the room to him. "Oh, hon," she said, "you know you can't sleep with your head down like that. Come on, hon, come on, let's get up." She put her hand on his face to lift his chin off his chest, but quickly pulled it away with a gasp. "What's wrong, Ma?" said Jolene. Joe picked up the kids' bowls and headed toward the dirty dishes bin. He's cold," Ma choked. Sylvia jumped up and scrambled across the room to Gramps' chair. She put her hand on his forehead, then 2 fingers on his neck, then finally held the back of her hand under his nose. Her face was pale, and her voice unsteady as she spoke to Ma. He's gone," she said. "Ma, he's gone." Ma broke down in tears. The other adults stood and walked over, some putting their arms around Ma, and others standing next to Gramps' chair. "I can't believe it," Sandy said, shaking his head. "Oh, Ma," Stevie exclaimed. "That's sad," said Shayla, "but every cloud has a shiny inside. We won't go through as much food, and he didn't do that much work anyway. He just talked most of the time." Michael's face turned red and his eyes bulged. He clenched his fist tightly and turned to Shayla. Michael, said Denise, placing her hand on his shoulder. "Dear, not now. Not now. This isn't the time." Michael turned around to face Denise, anger in his eyes and tears in his face. "It's only a matter of time," he said to her. "You know that. We only held back because of him." He lifted a hand towards Gramps' chair. "Now there's no reason to hold back anymore." "He's got a point there," said Sandy. Just not now," Denise pleaded. "This isn't the time. Let's just deal with this right now." "Okay," Michael said. "For now." "Bitch," Shayla muttered as she sat down on her mattress. Michael tensed up and tilted his head. "Buddy, don't," said Sandy. "Your wife is right. This isn't the time. We need to deal with this right now." "What are we going to do?" Sylvia asked as she choked back tears. "First," said Darren, "we need to get the body out of here." "Where to?" Joe asked. "Us guys will take it upstairs and put it on that bench by the back door. As soon as we're able to go outside again, we can take it out and bury it. Then we can have some sort of funeral." "That's just creepy," said Sylvia, "just knowing his body is upstairs." "Yeah," said Sandy, "but we've got to get it out of here, and we can't go outside yet." I know, she replied. "I just wish there was something else we could do." "For now," said Darren, "this is it." It took all 4 men to wrestle Gramps' large body up the stairs. Once up the steps, they carried it to the back door and laid it across the bench. "Here," said Sylvia, coming up behind them. She handed them a sheet. "It's just not right to leave him here like an old piece of furniture. At least put this sheet over him." Michael and Stevie spread the sheet out and draped it over his body. "Come on," said Darren. "We need to get back downstairs. The radiation is just way too high for us to stay up here." The others nodded and followed him back into the basement.